Monday Night Football is in the books. Week 9 is in the books. The Kansas City Chiefs stay undefeated at home and stay undefeated for the entire season. 4-0, 8-0. Mahomes throws 3 touchdown passes. Hunt scores a touchdown in overtime as Chiefs beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 30-24. Patrick Mahomes threw for 291 yards and 3 touchdowns, and Kareem Hunt, like I said, he pounded into the end zone from 2 yards out in overtime to give the unbeaten Chiefs a 30-24 win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Monday Night Football. DeAndre Hopkins, he had 2 touchdown receptions. He drove through the rain for 2 fourth-quarter scores to take a 24-17 lead with 4 minutes and 17 seconds left in the quarter in the game. Baker Mayfield, he also led the Buccaneers the other way into the final minute, hitting Ryan Miller in the end zone with 27 seconds to go. Tampa Bay elected to kick the extra point and forced overtime rather than go for a 2-point conversion in the win. I actually was thinking, was Tampa Bay going to do that? And I was, and I coach football, and I was thinking in my mind, because you always got to think situational when you're a quarterback or when you're especially a coach. You got to think situational at those times, and that's a huge part of preparation for the game. Before the game is understanding situation, is thinking situational. And so I was asking myself, is Todd Bowles going to go for it? Is he going to go for the 2-point conversion? Would I go for the 2-point conversion? But they played the safe card. They went conservative, and they went for the field goal, which I can completely understand. But it's just that, that's the thing when you play against the Kansas City Chiefs, is that you first off, you don't want to make any mistakes. You don't want to make you almost want to play a nearly perfect game when you're playing against the Chiefs, because when you play against a team like the Kansas City Chiefs, they know how to win, and that's the culture. That's the culture in Kansas City. The culture is to win regardless. No matter how ugly it is, win. And winning is so hard in the NFL. I think anybody can know that. I think anybody who watches football, who plays in the NFL, they know how hard it is to win in the NFL, to win a game in the NFL. And the Chiefs, that's why they are undefeated in the NFL, because I think they probably understand, or they probably prepare themselves way better than probably any team in the NFL. Now, I do believe my Los Angeles Chargers are going to be on that level, but not yet. I can't say that the Chargers are on that level as of yet, because the Chargers are not undefeated, and the Kansas City Chiefs are. And not only are the Kansas City Chiefs undefeated, they are coming off a Super Bowl win. The Kansas City Chiefs, I believe, has been undefeated since December of last year. So they are coming up on being undefeated for an entire year. That says a lot. So Patrick Mahomes, man, he is freaking. He's a monster, man. Patrick Mahomes, he is so competitive. That's another reason why Patrick Mahomes is so great, because he is so freaking competitive, and he is not going to let up no matter what. Every single game to Patrick Mahomes, you can tell it matters a lot to him. It probably matters to him more than anybody else on the field, because when you watch Patrick Mahomes play, and not saying that every player doesn't do this, but when you watch him play, there are a couple players that I see, when I see them play, it's like they have a bit of more of an edge to them. They have a bit more of a kick to them. Patrick Mahomes, when you watch him play, and I see this with Justin Herbert too, when you watch Patrick Mahomes play, it's like he plays with like purpose, a very strong sense of purpose, and he has like this competitive, strong will within him that he has to do. That this is like the last minute. When I see Patrick, every single time I see him take a snap, it's like he's taking that. It's like he's taking that snap like it's going to be his last snap. And I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know Patrick Mahomes. I never met Patrick Mahomes. I've never even been to Kansas City in my life. But when I see him play, every single down, it's like what is he gonna do next? It's almost like a breathtaking moment every single time I see Patrick Mahomes play. He is like always in the zone. He is so focused. He is so concentrated on making the play every single snap. And that's why he's so hard to beat, because he does it probably better than anybody else in the league. And I like I said, I see Justin Herbert starting to get that. That was one of the things that I actually said about Justin Herbert like about a year ago or so. I said before, I said it, I think I said it in one of my videos, or if I don't know if I was debating with somebody, but I said to them, I said, look, Justin Herbert is the most talented quarterback in the entire NFL. He has the best arm in the entire NFL. He is the best pure pocket passer in the entire NFL. But what separates him from Patrick Mahomes is that Justin Herbert is not as competitive. I don't think he's as competitive as Patrick Mahomes. I believe that Justin Herbert lacks the competitiveness in him. He lacks the competitive nature. This was prior to Jim Harbaugh coming to the Chargers. But I said if Justin Herbert does not get that competitive dog obsession within him, I don't think he's ever going to win. And he's going to need a coach to get that out of him, because Justin Herbert is the best pure pocket passer in the entire league. He really is. He is very extremely talented. He's one of the most talented quarterbacks to have ever played the game. But talent and skill alone can only get you so far in the NFL, especially if you are a quarterback. This is why I was so happy, joyful when Jim Harbaugh came to the Chargers, because I knew exactly what Jim Harbaugh was going to do. Jim Harbaugh is known for getting the very best out of players. That is what he is known for doing. And now I see Justin Herbert playing with emotion. He is playing with strong passion. He is playing with that will, that certified winner mentality, that eagerness, that dog, that every single down I am going to give my all. I am playing with a greater purpose than anybody else on this field, and I am going to let it be known. Now, I see it in Justin Herbert. He is being extremely competitive, and he is being extremely psycho when he is stepping on that field on every single down. I'm seeing it now. And so you mix that up with his talent, Justin Herbert is going to be a force to reckon with. He is going to be an extremely dangerous player. He is only just barely scratching the surface. I don't even think Justin Herbert has even hit his prime yet. So it's going to be very interesting to see. But one thing I did learn about, I didn't really learn that much tonight, but one thing, I did enjoy the game. It was a really great game, very competitive game. I did predict the Kansas City Chiefs to beat the Buccaneers, but I don't remember what I predicted the score to be. I don't know if I said 30-24 or 30-27 or 26-21. I can't remember what I said. I can't remember I said what I predicted the score would be. It doesn't matter. I'll go over that tomorrow when I do my Week 9 recap. But I believe I was right I believe I had a winning record this week too on the games that I predicted. And I predicted, the teams that I said was going to win or was going to lose. I think I had a winning record, because a lot of the teams that I did say that was going to win, they won. So that I'm happy about that. and I think I hit spot on with the Chargers in the Browns, because I did predict the Chargers to blow out the Browns. I can't remember what the score was on that one either. But one thing that we see, man, about Patrick Mahomes is he's a certified winner, man. And whether that means actually coming out on top in games or exiting the medical tent, he is, because he did suffer an injury in, it was a worrisome ankle injury, but that's just, see, that's what I'm talking about. That just shows how freaking competitive he is. And like I said, I know it sounds like, in my other videos, that it sounds like I'm a Mahomes hater and that I don't give Mahomes his credit, and I do have Mahomes slander. I know it sounds like that because I say he's overrated. I only say Mahomes is overrated because I don't like the fact that people are comparing him to Tom Brady already. So I'm like, if you're going to compare that, and that's why I say Joe Burrow's overrated. Like, I think Joe Burrow is a very great quarterback. I do think he is. I think he can be a Hall of Famer one day. The same for Mahomes. I don't know if Joe Burrow will be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but I know Mahomes will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. But when you start to compare Joe Burrow to Patrick Mahomes and automatically just put Joe Burrow as number 2, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, or Lamar Jackson, you automatically just put them at number 2, and you put Patrick Mahomes number 2 of all time, or some will even want to put him over Brady. You're ridiculous. You're getting ahead of yourselves. Now you're doing too much. They're great quarterbacks. Leave it at that. You don't have to put Patrick Mahomes over Brady. You don't have to automatically just say Joe Burrow is number 2, Josh Allen is number 2, Lamar Jackson is number 2, because they really aren't. They're not as great as a passer as Justin Herbert is. And I'm not just saying this because I'm a Chargers fan. Because when Phillip Rivers was playing for the Chargers, I was not a big fan of Phillip Rivers. And I say coaching matters, but there were some games that I've single-handedly watched and witnessed Phillip Rivers just throwing it away. Throwing it straight to the safety. Throwing it straight to the linebacker. In a game-ending interception in the playoffs. I've seen that within my own eyes of the Chargers just not doing anything in the playoffs. No matter the coaching, no matter if the coaching was bad or good, I've witnessed these players, and I witnessed them not showing up, and that had nothing to do with the coaching. And so that's why I'm really not a huge fan of Phillip Rivers. I think he's I guess I have to say he's a great quarterback. I guess he was a great quarterback, but he's not a first. I do not see Phillip Rivers as a first ballot Hall of Famer at all. But I do see him as a Hall of Famer. He's done enough to be a Hall of Fame. But so I'm not saying this because Justin Herbert is a Chargers fan. Please believe me, I'm a Chargers fan because Justin Herbert plays for the Chargers. Please believe me, I'm not. I see how great of a quarterback he actually is and how much he suffered from terrible coaching. But Patrick Mahomes, man, that guy is gutsy. That guy is dangerous. He is the real deal, man. And I actually love watching him play. I do. I really do. I do like watching Mahomes play because he plays like Michael Jordan, man. He plays like Kobe Bryant. He has that competitive edge. He has that mentality that just overrides every single player on the field, and that's why he just keeps coming out on top. And I love to see this guy overcome adversity, man. He like that the ankle injury, he did the exact same thing in the Super Bowl. And I am so sure that ankle was hurting. But he is so competitive that it just his mentality just overrode the issue. So it's a beautiful sight, man. We're witnessing greatness this year. We're witnessing greatness. Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. We are witnessing greatness right now. So PFF highest graded players. Chris Jones, 89.1. Patrick Mahomes, 84.9. DeAndre Hopkins, he had a really great game. Very, very great game at 82.6. Let's see here. Let's see. The Buccaneers, they had a total of 52 offensive plays. The Chiefs had 83. The Buccaneers were 50% on third down efficiency. The Kansas City Chiefs were 67. The Kansas City Chiefs were 17% on fourth down efficiency. Buccaneers were 0. Yeah, so Travis Kelce, he had an okay game. You know, he had that fumble where he came back, you know, scoring some. He came back making some big plays down the field. I'm curious when Travis Kelce is going to retire. Because I just don't see that. I just don't feel like he plays with that passion anymore. I don't feel like I don't know. He is still like a great security blanket when Mahomes needs him. So, yeah, this was a high scoring game, sort of, but the scores were very, very low in the first half. It was only in the second half in overtime where they started putting up points. DeAndre Hopkins, he's showing that he is going to be a problem for the Kansas City Chiefs. He just makes his offense more scarier, because you have to think that when the Chiefs starts getting more healthier, that when they get Pacheco, they get Pacheco back, when Hollywood Brown comes back, when Rashee Rice comes back. I don't know if Rashee Rice is coming back this year. I think he's at least going to have to miss the entire season. But say like the Chiefs, they're going to make a run in the playoffs. Say they make a run and those players come back in the playoffs. That's going to be very, very, very scary. That is going to be a very scary team to face. So, yeah. So, like I said, Kansas City, specifically Patrick Mahomes, was very dominant on third down. And that's kind of what propelled them to win. Patrick Mahomes completed 11 of his 13 pass attempts on third down for 126 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 10 total first down conversions. As a team, Kansas City converted 12 of their 18 third down situations in their lone fourth down attempt. That ability to keep the chains moving noticeably wore out the Buccaneers' defense as the contest went on, which opened up the running game for Kareem Hunt and others out of the backfield to start imposing their will in the second half. That is exactly what the Kansas City Chiefs did. They played pure complementary football. They played great defense when they needed it. I'm not going to say they played great defense all game because they allowed 24 points, but their defense did keep them in the game for long enough for the Kansas City Chiefs offense to start clicking and to start scoring and putting points on the board. They played great. They played good defense when needed, and they kept pounding the rock with Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt, a big, physical, thumping running back, was beating down the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. He was beating them down. Tampa Bay's defense, they held up while they could, but they just could not hold on. When you just have a physical running back that is going to keep pounding and pounding and pounding and pounding the rock, it's going to break down that defense. And what it's doing is setting a tone for that offense, for that entire team, and is beating down the opposing opponent. That's what it's doing. So, and that's exactly what happened. Kareem Hunt, he took over the game. He took over the game. So, yeah. that's kind of it. I mean, let's see here if there's any more information I need to go over. All right, so the Kansas City Chiefs will remain at home and await the Denver Broncos, who will come to town in Week 10. And meanwhile, the Buccaneers head back to Tampa and gear up for a matchup with the San Francisco 49ers. Ooh, Tampa Bay is going to have to get together because that could be a loss right there. The Chiefs are now 8-0 after running back Kareem Hunt's 2-touchdown run. Tampa Bay decided not to go for 2. Oh yeah, that was one thing I was thinking. I was thinking to myself when Kansas City tied the game. I was thinking, I said, did they go for the win, or did they just go for the tie? They just pick a serve, go for the tie. Now I understand why they just went for the tie. I mean, they respect the Chiefs enough to go ahead and go for the tie. And if Tampa Bay would not have converted that 2-point conversion, the entire freaking NFL probably would have been on their throats. So I can understand why they decided not to go for 2. That's a very tough decision for a coach to make in that time frame. But this is the thing about coaching and playing quarterback, is that it's situational, and you have to prepare yourself for situations. So that is one thing that coaches prepare for, is situation. So yeah, Kansas City wins 30-24 in overtime. It was an excellent, awesome, very competitive game, and I'm looking forward to Thursday night football. I don't know who's playing Thursday night, but I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to Week 10. I'm looking forward to some more game. Oh, Bengals and Ravens Thursday night football. So that should be a really great game. That should be a great game. It's going to be a rematch between them two. The last time they played, it was very highly competitive, very high scoring game. So yeah, Week 9 is in the books. Week 10 is approaching. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll be back very, very soon. And hey, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content, more daily content. Hey, we talk about football all day long.